Good morning, humanity. It's January 13th, 2020. And this is again our favorite time of the week, and hopefully yours. It's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning. I'm Bev.
Yes, hello, Bev. Good to see you. Hello there.
Oh, hello, Paul. How are you
This
today?
psychic connection is getting a little tough.
We must do
through
what we
through the
must do.
airwaves here.
Right. You're looking good today.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So, and you're all looking good out there too. We are appreciative that you've tuned in to us, and we're going to have a great show tonight. Today, it's not night, days and nights, the night and the day. Because can BioTouch work for maternity care? Great
Yeah.
little topic, and we're going to go over that because we just had a workshop on that, and it was a wonderful workshop. But I think first you have a little thing about the board, yeah?
Oh, yes. Change, change, change. That's what happens. It's the beginning of a new year. And sadly, one of our board members, Robin Hall, who has been faithfully holding the office of secretary of the board, has you know, that change in her life. She's resigning so that she can get on with the next adventure. And really sorry to hear her go, but
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
happy for her.
Yeah,
She's done a
Robin's been
great
around
job.
for a long time. She's still very supportive of the organization, but she's helped the foundation grow for
Oh,
decades now, a couple
yeah.
of decades at
Do
least.
you know that Robin was part of the when I took the practitioner training all those years ago?
All right.
Robin and John were my instructors.
Right.
I know.
I
That was
remember
a
the
while.
first time she ever taught a class. I think you
Yeah,
threw up
it
the night
was.
that before. She was so yeah. She's hung around for a long time. We really
Yep.
appreciate the work with Robin. So, and then you have somebody new that just joined. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited. We have a new board member, Kylene Cox, just an amazing young woman. And we are so honored to be welcoming her as a new board member. So, looking forward to working with her. Got some new blood coming in.
Yeah, she's and
Great.
we've got it posted up here if you want to find her on Facebook here, BioTouch Healing Chicagoland, and you can
Yep,
find out all the things she's doing in Chicago. She just had a workshop this weekend, and I can't wait to hear what's happened with her. So,
I
welcome,
know.
Kai. Yeah.
Yep.
So we just had a workshop here too, and here's the picture of all the wonderful ladies who took this training. The woman on the left, Veronica, is a massage therapist, and the other three, Penny, Eileen, and Aisha or Aisha, I never have figured out how to say her name, is a doula also. And the two ladies on top, Sandy and Eileen, they are our great instructors. We wanted to
They
share some
are.
of the things that these folks said about the class. Eileen said, "Thank you for giving me new ways to help people live a more positive life." And
Wonderful.
Aisha said, BioTouch will be a wonderful tool for me to add in my role as a doula and wellness coach. And I know I will be adding it to my own self care routines. And Penny, who helped us actually create this program, and funny, her little T-shirt. Let's doula this.
Oh, I like it. That's
They're
cute.
having a tough time getting doula out there. What that even means? That everybody that comes into the center, they what is a doula? So
Oh,
they're interesting. They're
yeah.
trying to promote the whole awareness of doula. She
Right.
says this is a great new tool to add to my skill set. My clients will love it. And for Veronica in her massage, great information, different way of teaching about how important touch is in our lives.
Hmm. Wow,
And
those are great.
those are.
I'm
And
so glad you had it. Yeah.
yeah, and we just really want to talk a little more about. Um, wait, I'm trying to get you into the picture here. There we go. Talk about what things came up in this class. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so we had the class was really interesting. It was different than most classes. It was just 6 hour training, and you and myself and a few of the other trainers got together and figured out how to do this 6 hour class where we only taught maybe 6 sets of points, 6 or 8 sets of points, and we practiced those. And then we spent over 2 hours doing case scenarios. So you
Great.
create these scenarios that happens while people are pregnant, while they're in labor, while they're in postpartum care, and then we just worked on those sets that were vital for that. So, these people left really knowing some key sets
That's
to do.
perfect.
And we even had them do a thing where they had to teach somebody. So they had to, like,
Oh,
they were teaching the mother how to work with the child, or the child how to work with the mother. So they even had to start learning to express and teach it to other people.
wow,
So,
that's great.
yeah, it was really an interactive kind of a class, and everybody had a good time, and it moved really quick. So,
Great. Well, this is new territory for us. We're starting to maybe think about specialized groups. And this is a
right.
perfect start for that.
So we look for you to set one up there in Jacksonville for the doulas and
You
the
know,
massage therapists
there's
and the nurses. They can all get CE credits.
right. There's quite a community of midwives and doulas up here.
Right?
So I'm really excited, and we've set up a template now. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
uh,
Penny was telling me there's a group of doulas up in the Phoenix Metro Valley area. She says there's 500 doulas up there. Four
wow.
or 500 doulas. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we haven't even tapped this. And
Oh,
so
I know.
if any of you out there are a massage therapist or a doula or a midwife, or you know somebody like that, send them to the foundation, to the center, to the justtouch.com. They can even learn this stuff online too.
Yeah.
So, but we'll set up a workshop anywhere.
Right.
It doesn't have to be Oregon or Arizona. It can be Timbuktu, and we'll send Bev out there to you to teach.
Yes. I'm ready.
So we wanted to go over some of the things we learned, and these are musings that were done by Penny, who is a certified doula instructor trainer. And she came up with these things that are real interesting, not just for maternity care, but also just for all of us. And the first thing she came up with was the physiological impact of touch. And she says touch activates oxytocin, oxytocin and endorphins, two important components that the body produces for labor to progress. Touch is a way of communicating. Touch initiates physiological and psychological responses. There's an intimate relationship between the brain and the skin due to the fact that they are both derived from the ectoderm in the embryo. The skin is the outer surface of the brain, and the brain as the deepest layer of the skin through this embryological connection. That's why touch directly affects the emotions. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, she got me at the word communication because
Right.
we've been talking about this. For me, it started when I heard about Bruce Lipton and his research, and I realized that when we touch on the skin, it's that light loving touch is communicating to all those cells in our body, and then all those chemical reactions happen, the endorphins and all of that in the brain. And what is so amazing is when we talk about that biotouch brings us together, it's a connecting, a communication. It begins in the womb.
Yeah. I mean that.
It's not just about me putting my thing. This is why I think it's so timely and really exciting that we're entering into this other community, because that baby is receiving that loving touch even before it's born. And it can receive it from sister, it can receive it from dad, it can,
Right.
the whole family.
It's just amazing. I mean, I always remember hearing that every cell had gray matter in it. So your big
Yeah,
toes communicating with everything else, and that idea of the baby being communicated with. Working with a woman now who's pregnant. She's due in March, so she's getting really big. So,
right.
and she was going to come into the class, but was having don't know what they call it,
She's
Braxton.
pregnant.
Yeah, Braxton something.
Yeah, it's a day-to-day thing with
Right. Yeah.
pregnancy.
And I never was pregnant myself, so I don't know
Right.
all that stuff.
Well, I'm glad to
It
hear
was
that.
always funny. I always had people. I took a watermelon once to find out how pregnant women felt. Trying to get up. I put a watermelon on my belly and tried to laid it on the ground and tried to get up, and I went,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, this is
Oh yeah.
crazy."
Oh yeah.
You got guys. We don't have the guts for it.
I know. I love
So
you.
I was asking about what she felt BioTouch was doing for her, and she's been coming in for years. So it was hard for her to tell what exactly BioTouch was doing, but she said and she's already had 2 children. She said, well, this round I have no back pain, no hip pain, and she still has some acid reflux. So we're trying to find out if right after a session it was better and then started to taper off and get more
Yeah.
irritated. But then we're laying there and she all of a sudden pops her head up and she goes, BioTouch is really about giving loving attention to the baby.
Oh.
And I was like, and then reading this thing that Penny wrote, how the whole brain body connection is being developed already in the embryo and the baby
Right.
and the mother baby connection. And then those of us touching mother, but we're also touching baby. And like you said, that communication network just goes
Amazing.
on and on and on. It's just awesome. And
I
then
know.
Penny goes on to talk about the parasympathetic and sympathetic arousal that goes on. She says labor pain can lead to sympathetic arousal, which produces tension in the circular fibers of the uterus and rigidity at the opening of the cervix. Touch can lead to parasympathetic arousal, which relaxes the circular fibers of the uterus and stimulates the vertical fibers, thereby allowing effacement and dilation to proceed.
Wow.
I always wondered about this parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system correlation, but this was a perfect explanation of it.
So, there's stages, and when we set up this program, we knew it was like, during pregnancy, the birth process, and then postpartum. Well, during the birth process, we've already just talked about what happens when during pregnancy we can communicate with the baby. And now here we are going through the actual birth process, and with BioTouch, it even helps to regulate and to bring into this more natural easing of the whole process of the birthing. So, I mean, in every station, every, aspect of the whole 9 months, here we are.
And we've worked, and one of the scenarios was we've actually worked with a lady once, and actually a cat once, who they were in that last labor state, and they just having a hard time, and the baby just wasn't coming out, and it was getting painful. And in 2 scenarios, we started doing the BioTouch, and the delivery was immediate. I mean, immediately upon starting BioTouch.
Wow.
So, you know, we've had these experiences, but now we're hearing the clinical, data behind it of like, oh my gosh.
I know.
And what's nice is
That's
you don't,
exciting.
yeah, and you don't need to know all this clinical stuff. I mean, how many decades have we been teaching BioTouch, not knowing why anything works? And
Right.
we're not even sure this is the reasons, but it lets that part of the brain that likes to know why
Uh-huh.
feel good,
Yeah,
So,
right.
but you don't have to know this stuff, folks. You can
Oh,
do this at home if you have a family member that's pregnant. If you know of people who are pregnant, have them come online and learn BioTouch, even by just doing the greeting. We went over that in the class over and over and over. If all you could do was the greeting and A, a lot of what Penny's talking about here, like she talks about the gate control theory. This is really interesting, and how just doing the greeting and A could help. She says pleasurable, painful, and neutral signals travel at different speeds, with pain being the slowest. Okay, signal. Pleasurable signals travel fast along large myelinated nerve fibers. If The brain is flooded with biotouch or other forms of massage. The perception of the slow moving pain signals is overridden by those other signals. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Just doing, again, just touch a greeting and A of the headset.
Ahead.
And you start those pleasurable signals which override the pain. And how
Right.
many times have we heard that from people? Oh my God,
I
my
know.
pain's gone.
I know.
You know, the
I know.
attention is different,
Yeah.
which is why we say consistency is important. Because those pain signals are going to come back.
Right.
And so you have to get ahead, and then you start talking about what Bruce Lipton said. If you keep giving the body mind connection a different story, then those signals will change. He said
I
that.
always remember his final his final words in that research. He says, "There's only one way to change the story in the body in those cells, and it's called love."
Right.
And that's what got my attention, because we know that when you touch somebody very lightly, lovingly on the skin, that's the communication that really begins to change with biotouch.
So
It's very
again, we need to get this into every support group, maternity care group, people thinking about having babies. What a wonderful thing to bring to newlyweds and people who
oh
just want to
yeah,
start families. And it doesn't take but 30 seconds just to do the greeting with one another, just to start creating a new dialogue, a new habit energy of expressing love through these two fingers. you know.
yeah.
She goes on, Penny, to say the benefits of biotouch with prenatal maternity care. Biotouch does not overstimulate, and that's interesting too. How massage. There was a lot of scenarios where a lot of women can't handle stimulation like massage. They
Right.
need something light and gentle, and that biotouch afforded them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of inviting the body to self-regulate. I mean, that was interesting. And
I like that.
yeah, that we're not doing anything. We're not
Right.
trying to change
The
people.
body.
Right. The body self-regulates, which means everybody has their own self-awareness, what they need. And one of the things here at BioTouch and the foundation is we don't give you there's no formula. Eat what you want, drink what you want, live how you want, because if you get BioTouch, you will come to your own self-awareness. You'll figure
Right.
out what you need,
Right. Exactly.
because what she talks about, the body will self-regulate, if it's given the chance. BioTouch works when words fail. Well, you wouldn't know that listening to the two of us. We love talking every Monday morning. We hope you do too. So if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer, just jot them in a comment. Send us at office@justtouch.com. Go to our BioTouch Healing or BioTouch Healing Oregon on our Facebook page and give us some information on what you'd like. So
Right.
we've talked a lot about how a BioTouch can work with maternity care, but it can work with everything. And we
Oh,
have a workshop coming up to prove that. Um, Here's our workshop that we have January 23rd on alcohol addictions. So we're doing a lot more of these specific workshops, aren't we?
yeah. Yeah. I think, there's a calling for that, because we're all experiencing, there seems to be certain things now that are being experienced by bigger groups of people, and a lot of things that have not been really brought out and talked about on these levels. And so when we talk about that biotouch is for everyone, that means all the pain and all the suffering and all of the conditions that we're all experiencing. And so, we're part of this whole web, and connected. So, of course, we want to address these types of things that groups of people are trying to deal with,
Right.
and let them have a tool called BioTouch that can help them.
So that's the alcohol addictions on January 23rd, 6 p.m. at the Tucson Center. And wherever you are in the world, you can live stream with us, ask questions through the workshop, and then it'll also be posted on our Facebook page, website, and our YouTube page. So that's 23rd, and then that following weekend we'll have the whole kit and caboodle class. So if you know of anybody in Tucson that would like to join us in a full training, call us up. We have like 10 people already in the class.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I'm really excited, and we have some nurses in the class, massage therapists in the class.
Wow.
We have people who've been thinking about taking the class for years, and they're finally showing up. So 2012 is the time for you to learn BioTouch. And if you're in the Jacksonville area, Bev her fingers are itching.
I know. 2020 is a really good year too. You said 2012.
Oh, did I?
That was a good year. 2020 is a good year.
Yeah, that was the year I was born.
Yeah, right.
In some lifetime, huh?
I knew you in 2012.
I knew you. Hey, that's a song. We can make a song for the show. I knew you in 2012. But since we're in 2020 and we've run out of our 20 minutes,
right.
We're going to see you all next week. We really appreciate that you all joined us today, 2012. What the hell's going on? I don't know. Bev, I'll see you next week.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.